We're having a great cook-off here to pick the king or queen of the Louisiana seafood that will be the reigning king or queen this year for the best dish. And there's a great experience here with the wine and food experience. It brings our people and our food together, and the greatest ingredients in our food here in Louisiana is the people. You can see by each of these chefs, it's not only wonderful dishes they prepare, but it's their personality, it's that flair, it's that passion they have for what they're preparing that makes their food just a little special compared to anything anywhere else in the world.
This is a great opportunity for chefs from across Louisiana to really show off their skills with seafood. You know, each area of the state kind of has its own personality and its own seafood that it loves, and so this is a chance to put them head to head and find out who's really got something that's going to catch the judges' attention. And then the nice thing is the winner becomes our king of seafood, and they travel with us and act as an ambassador for us for the next year and help us educate people about the importance of domestic seafood versus the imported. So we're really going to be talking about know better, eat better, and they're going to be part of America's Seafood Coast Guard, the real spokesperson for that.
Today we're going to be preparing alligator on a stick with granivole roots and garfish tasso.
And you're going to start this right from the beginning with the alligator.
That's it, right out of the gates, you know. So it should be very interesting.
What's your history with catching alligators?
I've done a lot of hunting with gators, throughout my life. Every September, I get a chance to go hunting alligators, and it's pretty fun.
What's your inspiration for this dish?
You know, I'm a little bit different. You know, I grew up on the bayous of South Louisiana, Bayou Lafourche. So the seafood that I'm used to is a lot of freshwater, flat lake crabs, alligator, shoepick, garfish. You know, people don't recognize that as regular seafood, but it is indeed a seafood. So I did something that's close to my roots that represents me. It's alligator.
What's your recommendation to someone at home that would like to start cooking with Louisiana seafood?
Well, you know, don't be scared. You know, read a lot about it. Let the ingredients speak for themselves. You know, shrimp are wonderful, oysters are wonderful. Just left alone. You know, to me, nothing beats an oyster right out of the shell, and you suck it right out of the shell. To me, that's the best way to eat the oyster.
It's an homage to Chef Paul. We're doing pure Louisiana seafood gumbo. It's truly seafood andouille, and then we're doing shrimp, crab, crawfish, and oysters inside the andouille. So that's the gumbo in an hour, and then we're bronzing redfish. It's going to go on a Cajun barbecue sauce, and then a lump crab and snow pea shoot salad with a little lemon thyme vinaigrette right on top.
What was your inspiration for this dish?
Honestly, it really is going back to Chef Paul, and from 1984 when he kicked off that book at for the press in New York City in the World Trade Center where I was doing my internship to today. I just had to do it, and that's my inspiration and a mentor.
What do you think about Louisiana seafood? What separates it from other seafoods from other places?
You know, to be honest, it's the most freshest seafood out there. When you can all year long pull from shrimp and crab and crawfish and oyster. I mean, it's just and then start talking about the drum and the redfish and the speckle and everything. It's amazing. It's no way to explain it. What we have, the bounty we have to work with every single day.
Today I'm making a pontchartrain chiffonade salad with a butterbean and pea puree, marinated jumbo crab meat, marinated crab claws, and marinated giant Louisiana shrimp, some julienne vegetables, and we're going to finish it off with a fried shrimp chip, and because I love to fry everything, a little bit of fried butter beans as well.
How'd you come up with this idea?
I don't think we eat enough salad here in South Louisiana. All of our vegetables are always covered in heavy cream and butter and cheese. So I decided to use a little bit of that Louisiana seafood on a hot afternoon to make sure that you're able to tolerate all those vegetables.
What's your favorite part of cooking with Louisiana seafood?
My favorite part of cooking with Louisiana seafood is buying the Louisiana seafood. I love going to the seafood market. I love talking to people, learning about where the food came from, and then the look on people's faces whenever you serve a 10-count shrimp. They get super excited, and that makes me happy too.
What's your recommendation for people at home when they want to cook some Louisiana seafood?
My recommendation for people at home when it comes to cooking Louisiana seafood is be fearless. Go for it. Don't be afraid to try something new, but make sure you let that beautiful, delicate, sweet seafood speak for itself in the dish.
Today I'm cooking popcorn snapper over mustard green pasta, oyster romano, a little pickled okra seeds.
What's your inspiration for this dish?
I was growing up down south fishing in Fouchon and trying to bring in my studying and learning in Italy and my Louisiana background.
What do you like the most about cooking with Louisiana seafood?
It's beautiful ingredients that are just naturally here on an everyday basis. The Gulf is so bountiful, we're able to produce beautiful produce.
What recommendations do you have if somebody at home wants to cook this?
Just go back to your roots. Go back to what your grandmother and your grandfather cooked for you and start there.
We're doing alligator garfish cakes with some white beans sauteed in bacon fat. We're doing a cornbread puree, and we're going to have a little apple jalapeno coleslaw and a Beta root beer reduction.
Is this a new dish for you or something that you're experienced with?
Some of the components on the dish are I'm experienced with. We've done them a few times in our restaurants, and this is the first time we put this complete dish together.
What's your favorite part about cooking with Louisiana seafood?
Just the variety of species, the variety of flavors and textures that you can get, freshwater, saltwater, and Louisiana seafood's the best to catch too. It's fun to catch.
What advice do you have for the chef at home?
Head down to your local Rouse's Market or your local seafood vendor and get something that's fresh. And it doesn't take a whole lot of seasoning for the actual seafood. It's all about the components and the other side dishes that you serve with it.
I am doing an Asian Cajun oyster, fried oyster on the half shell. It's going to have a little miso whipped goat cheese, some ginger pickled mustard seeds, a little wasabi pop rocks on top of that, and some micro cilantro along with some micro wasabi as well.
How'd you come up with the idea to cook this?
We serve a lot of Asian Louisiana dishes at my restaurant, IPO, and it just, these are ingredients that we use from a couple of different dishes and just seemed to work out. I did it on a little TV show the other day, and I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. So,
what separates Louisiana seafood from other seafood?
Well, I'm originally from Pensacola, Florida, so, we are so fortunate, to go tuna fishing in Florida, you got to get in a boat and you got to go out their ways. I can get in a boat in Venice and be in tuna in 20, 30 minutes. So, we're just so fortunate to have it right here in our backyard. In Baton Rouge, New Orleans, we're fairly close to the waters, and we can get it fairly quickly. And it's just a wonderful, safe, unique product. Gulf of Mexico is pushing out some of the best stuff in the world.
What advice would you have for someone that wants to cook up some of these dishes they're seeing here?
Some of these dishes, some of them are a little complicated, so they need to, they're going to have to certainly take their time. But with Louisiana seafood in general, you don't have to do a whole lot to it. Us as chefs, we get a little wordy with what we're doing, but for the most part, a piece of, grilled or pan sauteed redfish right out of the Gulf, you can't go wrong. Same thing with tuna. You cut the tuna on the boat and eat it. So simplicity is good advice, I would say.
I am cooking up a Bayou Trio, and it has a combination of alligator and shrimp and crawfish in there.
How'd you come up with the idea for this?
Well, I like stew, so part of it's going to be a stew, part of it's going to be a play on a crab cake and cornbread. So who doesn't like that?
Tell us, what do you enjoy the most about cooking with Louisiana seafood?
I love the freshness. The flavor comes through. It does not take a lot of masking or seasonings. Just let that beauty just come on through in whatever dish you make.
What kind of tips do you have?
Have fun. Buy fresh Louisiana seafood.
I'm doing a pecan-crusted redfish with some haricot vert and a sweet potato hash.
How'd you come up with the idea to do this?
When I was a kid, my dad used to take us fishing all the time, and one of our favorite things to catch was redfish. And so redfish just to me was what I wanted to do. And then I just started putting things together, and it's flavors and profiles that I like, and I feel it goes well together.
What separates Louisiana seafood from other seafood?
Other than it's the best seafood in the world, I just think that it's not only is it seafood, which, of course, can be found anywhere in the world, but, the way that we present it and the spices and the flavorings we use is unique to anywhere else in the world. You're not going to get seafood like you get here anywhere.
If somebody wants to start out cooking seafood for the first time, what would you tell them?
Just have a passion for it. As long as you love what you're doing, it'll always come out right. That's the basis of it. Just love what you're doing and put love into it, and you'll get a great dish.
I'm doing a sous vide blackened grouper with 2 purees, a fava bean puree, a sweet potato puree, and a corn and crab salsa.
How'd you come up with the idea for this?
I took a trip to Italy not too long ago and ate some good fava beans and just loved grouper and have been using sous vide for a while. So all those kind of things just kind of came together in once.
What's it like to cook with Louisiana seafood?
It's the best in the world. I mean, so we get to cook with the best product we have available to us. So I think it's great. It's amazing.
What about tips for the chef at home?
Take your time. Don't ever think that you can't do anything out of your bounds. Just keep trying.
I want to thank all the chefs for participating in this, and I'm looking forward to working with you to promote Louisiana tourism across the country and the world. Whether it be the king or the queen, I'm sure we'll have a great year of promoting Louisiana seafood and tourism around the world. So good luck to y'all, and may the best man or woman win.
Great job. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Third place in the 9th Annual Louisiana Seafood Cook-Off goes to Chef Mark Quitney.
Yes. Yay! Mark and Mark. Thank you.
All right, y'all, it's second place. Man, I'm just as nervous like I was a competitor. Second place in the 9th Annual Louisiana Seafood Cook-Off goes to Chef Scott Varnado.
Score.
We have a tradition here at the Louisiana Seafood Cook-Off where the winner has to take a knee, and he's crowned by the outgoing king of Louisiana seafood. First place goes to Chef Blake Phillips, Restaurant Sage, my hometown, Monroe, Louisiana.
Yes.
All right, man, you got to take a knee, brother.
Look at that.
Great job, Chef. Woo!
Amazing event. Excited to promote Louisiana seafood and my Restaurant Sage, and just our kitchen culture as chefs.
What does Louisiana seafood mean to you?
It means the most important thing to me. It gives me my job. It gives me a sense of being. It's the reason why I cook. So only being from Louisiana do you get to have that experience.
Anytime you medal or win in a competition, you're always excited. It's a good thing, and to be able to compete in a seafood competition over the years and promote something that I'm so passionate about, it's nice to be rewarded for it.
What does Louisiana seafood mean to you?
Well, like the other chef was saying, it provides us an opportunity to have jobs, but it also there's so much heritage behind the seafood from growing up and fishing and spending time with family on the water, and it's just there's a lot going on that means so much, and it's a lot of it's based around seafood.
For me, old school. It proves that what we can do, what you could do 30 years ago, 40 years ago, still lives today. We can make it relevant and we can make it taste good. And for me, it's my mentor going back to Chef Paul. And that's really what tonight was about. And to be able to put those flavors together and say, look at us on a plate, I'm very, very proud, extremely proud.
Oh, it's great. I mean, look at the energy in this room. There's a reason why the logo of Louisiana is Pick Your Passion. Everybody here, every dish, whether it's a restaurant or a group selling wine, they have a love and passion for what they do. And that's what makes it special to live and visit Louisiana.
Louisiana is the premier seafood in the United States. I mean, when you talk about sustainability, variety, and vibrance, we've got it all right here. Our waters are the richest in the United States. So for us, seafood's in our blood.
Well, I love Louisiana seafood. It's the best seafood in the world. I film my show, Flip My Food here, all over the state of Louisiana. And I love the shrimp, the crab, all the great seafood that comes out of the waters here. And I'm here to represent and support today and looking about having a good time.
What separates Louisiana seafood from other seafoods around the world?
One single word, flavor. How about two words, flavor, baby?
Oh, it's great. Let me tell you what. You know, a fat man comes prepared. I am prepared to eat. You know, you guys, if you're watching this, I don't know why you're not here, because you should come here and be prepared to eat.
It's the Louisiana Seafood Promotion and Marketing Board, and our whole task is to really promote that Louisiana seafood. And you know, this is such a big industry for Louisiana. It's part of our culture, and our job is to be sure that people really recognize that difference, understand that quality product we've got for America's second largest seafood producing state.
You can go all over the world and eat food, but when you put the food and the ingredients together with the Louisiana fresh out the Gulf, there's none better. So as we've been on a mission since the BP oil spill to make people realize not only that it's safe to eat, but how delicious it is, I think it's added to our ability to attract tourism and bring people here and realize how special the seafood of the Gulf of Mexico really is. And that's been a great pleasure of mine to be able to promote that just back from Canada. And the people up there that we were visiting, the tour operators, can't wait to come to Louisiana for the people, the food, the music, but that Louisiana seafood always seems to reel them in.
Oh, just thrilled. It's so exciting every time we come and you see these chefs, and as soon as they sign up, they start calling us and they're excited. We do an Instagram competition where they take over our Instagram, and you start seeing their personalities coming through and what they're going to be bringing when they're competing today. So by the time we all get here, there's a lot of excitement.
If people have questions like more information, what should they do?
They can go to our website, louisianaseafood.com, and get all the answers there. There's great recipes, so you want to try, brushing up your game a little bit, it's a good place to go. And there's also a website for the Seafood Cookoff, too, so they can check that out and be able to look back at the chefs who competed.